What TV shows should you be watching? But before we begin, Hulu Plus is an online streaming service that allows you to stream television shows and movies straight to your PC or tablet. Just yesterday I watched several episodes of South Park, which actually relates to the topic of this video. However, Hulu Plus has a massive wide selection of TV shows and movies for you to watch on the go. And if you click the first link down below in the description, you can sign up using my vanity URL and you will get a 2-week free trial of streaming all of these shows and all of these movies for absolutely free. If this sounds like something you'd be interested in, my vanity URL is right here, www.huluplus.com/MrRepzio. If you sign under that name, you will get a 2-week free trial to stream all of these shows for absolutely free. So this is a common question asked among my subscribers, is what current TV shows am I watching? And today I'm going to give you my top 5 television shows that I watch on a regular basis and why you should watch them. So the first show on my recommendation list is Orange is the New Black, which is a comedy/drama that takes place with a bisexual woman who is caught transporting drugs to her girlfriend, and she serves 15 months in federal prison. And during that time, her girlfriend and her are both in federal prison, and it's them dealing with their relationship, both being drug dealers and being caught, and with fellow female inmates. It is actually really interesting, has some really unique story elements, and is extremely mature, has lots of profanity, has a lot of comedy to it. I really like the show simply because it deals a lot with dark comedy, and I myself am a very big dark comedy fan, and this is one of those television shows that certainly meets that criteria. Number 2 on my recommendation list is my favorite of the top 5 that I'm listing here, and that is Hannibal. Hannibal is an American psychological thriller/horror that deals with FBI investigator Will Graham working with his psychiatrist known as Hannibal Lecter. Hannibal Lecter, show is called Hannibal, pretty easy to figure out who's the bad guy here, but ultimately what it boils down to is that this show is one of the best on television right now. It has massive positive reviews. It's on season 2, episode 7 right now, and the relationship between Will Graham, the FBI investigator, and his psychiatrist, who is actually the bad guy, Hannibal, who is a cannibal, is incredible. Like, this is one of the best television shows in a very long time. It's suspenseful, and the story keeps changing, and it's suspenseful, and that's something that I don't really see in a lot of television shows nowadays. I would definitely recommend watching it. My third recommendation of shows you should be watching is what is known as True Detective, which is a phenomenal drama/crime/detective show that stars Matthew McConaughey and his partner, who over the course... the show's really interesting how it starts off. It just premiered this year in January, and the story elements on how it goes back in the past and with the future present is really unique and something I really like. It basically centers around 2 detectives searching for a serial killer over the past 17 years. My fourth recommendation, and if you haven't watched this show already, I feel very sorry for you. If you don't know what it's based off, again, I feel sorry for you. Plus, it has dragons, and if you still haven't seen it because it has dragons in it, I still feel sorry for you, and that is the one and only Game of Thrones. I'm not going to go into much detail about this because I'm sure that if you've watched any amount of television or have any friends at all, you've heard of Game of Thrones, you've been probably recommended to watch Game of Thrones, and well, it's on season 3, and I'm here recommending that you should watch Game of Thrones. Who doesn't love fantasy/drama combined into one show? And my final 5th recommendation is a television show known as Arrow. I was not a fan of CW11's Smallville. I thought Smallville, despite how popular it was, I thought it was an insult to the comics of DC, insult to Superman and his origins and his character and the stories and the villains. I hated Smallville. I'm sorry if you're a Smallville fan and loved it, watching it back in the earlier 2000s, but I hated it. And when I heard that CW11 was going to make another DC spin-off of another comic book character that I know and I'm fairly knowledgeable about, I was like, oh no, here we go. But to my surprise, it actually is excellent. It's awesome. It has Deathstroke in it, although I don't really think that they portrayed him correctly, but it's still cool to see one of my favorite DC mercenary/villains, Deathstroke, presented in a modern television show. Arrow is based on DC's comic book character known as Green Arrow. Hopefully you know that. You shouldn't be subscribed to my channel if you didn't already know that. But in any case, it's a show that you should definitely check out. It's season 3 starts relatively soon. Its first 2 seasons are very, very good. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow reptiles. This has been my top 5 TV show recommendations, shows that you should be watching right now. Hopefully you check those things out. My name is Daniel Sulzbach, also known as Mr. Repzion. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys on Monday, or no, I will see you on Sunday for a Facepalm Sunday.